right. Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach me well. Shalom to the elect out there pushing this truth in all sincerity. Lord willing, we be of that number. It's your brother Tabari Yakona coming at you with a quick lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying to a believer out there, man. You know, just real quick, I wanted to go into Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, man. Speaking on Esau, Edom. And this is speaking on the so-called white man. All right, it says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. All right, so the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, his soul ain't right, man. You know, the scriptures speak on never trusting thy enemy, man. Our enemy is Esau, Edom. You know, the so-called white man. Believe it or not, man. You know, our people have a thing called what you call it.
This is Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is a term used to describe a paradoxical psychological phenomenon wherein hostages express excessive admiration or praise and positive feelings towards their captors, their kidnappers, or abductors. These appear to be irrational in light of the danger or risk endured by the victims, essentially mistaking a lack of abuse as an act of kindness.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our people have been, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites. You know, we wear that sign, the signs of the curses in Deuteronomy. You know, showing that we are those people, the curses. Okay, and we have this. A lot of our people have this thing of loving their captors. Man, we have been taken captive. You know, the scriptures speak on he who leadeth into captivity, which is slavery, shall go into captivity, man. So this, you know, ultimately, the so-called white man is going to go into slavery his damn self. You can see, you know, that in their own media. You're looking at the Planet of the Apes. That's about Jake. But, you know, hey, slavery, man. The point being, you know, a lot of our people really have taken on the ways of the so-called white man. All right, they trust in the shadow of Egypt, as the scriptures say. All right, it says, and in doing that, you trust in an upright in a soul that is not upright, man. So what happens when you do that? When you put your faith in something that ain't right, you're not gonna be right, man. You're eating of that mindset. You know, scriptures speak on that wine, man. The philosophies, you know, in the book of Revelation, speak on the wine, man, that made all the nations drunk. Let's grab that real quick. Salakia. Clear my throat. Hold on. That wine. Revelation 18:3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. You know, her being America, Babylon the Great. And fornication meaning she deals with other nations in a trading type of manner, where basically a lot of these nations got to give up their own culture to be down, or to be basically to heap riches, You know, scriptures speak on how the merchants shall mourn. In Revelation 18, we're in how the merchants shall mourn when the destruction falls upon Babylon the Great, America. You know, because all that money that they got, all those dollars, man, right? They're gonna be they're gonna come to a hope. It says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine meaning the philosophies." You know, you got to have a mindset to get down with the riches. You know, you want to be down, drink this cup. You know, which may encompass, hey man, you got to free your women, quote unquote, free your women, liberate your women, man. Let them, you know, take those hijabs off. You know, let them let them march around with bikinis on. You know, let them look like us, basically. You know, that the image of the beast, man. It's part of the image of the beast. Okay? The wine of this place, man. Oh, your son says he's feeling other little boys. Let him do that. Let him do that, man. It's all good. You know? And if we hear that you're against that, then we're going to cut you off financially. You know, the world is all under this petrodollar system, man. Let me grab that real quick as a side. The petrodollar is a real quick definition, and there's look like it's 3 definitions here. It says petrocurrency or petrodollar is used as a word used with 3 distinct meanings, often confused. 1, dollars paid to oil-producing nations, quote, or in parentheses, petrodollar recycling, a term invented in the 1970s, meaning trading surpluses of oil-producing nations. You know, this is why America gets into all the oil-producing nations, man. All right, definition 2, it says currencies of oil-producing nations, which tend to rise in value against other currencies when the price of oil rises and fall when it falls. Definition 3, pricing of oil in U.S. dollars. Pricing of oil in U.S. dollars. So U.S. dollars is a measurement of oil, man. And oil basically runs the whole world, man. You shut down oil production, you shutting down all kinds of logistics, you know, movement of goods, right? It says, and there's plenty of, you know, extremely rich families that are involved in the trade of oil, man. You know, the Bushes being one of them. All right, and so basically the dollar, which is a talisman, you look on the back of it, it has a web. It also has a owl, a little baby owl, which means which goes back into basically having that eye salve to see in the dark. You know, this is what this so-called white man has put up in the world, man, a world of darkness. But he can see through all the darkness, while all the other people can't. All the other nations can't, man. But they're slowly starting to wake up to what's going on, man. All right. You got Uganda over there saying "Hail to the Nile" with the whole, you know, with the alphabet crew thing. You know, you got other nations that are turning their back on this whore because they realize they've been duped by that wine, man. You know, they sold out. All right. It says definition 3, pricing of oil in U.S. dollars, currencies used as a unit of account to price oil in the international market, man. That's right, man. So, you know, even though this dollar seems to be waning, it's still extremely it's like a foundation of the whole international market. It's weaved and woven into the international market, man. So if you strip it out, what's going to prop everything else up? Nothing. Nothing else is strong enough. All right. So to go back to So like Habakkuk 2 and verse 4, but the just shall live by faith. That's the just, that's the elect. All right, we're going to live by faith. It says, verse 5, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. We went into that wine, those philosophies. He is a proud man. The so-called white man is the most proud man on earth. Okay, he's the epitome of, he's the poster child of pride. All right, it says neither keepeth at home, so he's all over the earth, right? Weaving that web, through his measurement of the oil, making agreements, putting other nations in debt, destroying nations, spreading that wine, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. And so a lot of these people don't realize when they get in bed with this whore, America, Babylon the Great, also the so-called white man, they come to realize that they're putting themselves in a hellish condition, man. Hell doesn't mean all the way into the grave. It does mean that, but it also means a condition, man. So these nations, they don't realize that they're putting themselves in a hellacious condition, and they're heaping on a spirit of death upon their own culture, man. And ultimately, a lot of these nations go under, and then they get propped up with these puppet leadership, created by Babylon the Great. All right, America. It says, and cannot be satisfied. That's right. This so-called white man will never be satisfied with the things that he has, man. It speaks of in the Apocrypha how his spirit, first of all, he's hasty, so he likes to just move because he knoweth that he has but a short time. The scriptures speak on. He knoweth that he has but a short time, right? To push what? Push forth his NWO, his new world order of things. All right. So he's all for trying to do whatever he has to do, whether it be rob, cheat, steal, in order to push forth this NWO, and that's all about trying to get his birthright back, basically, through his own means, which we know the birthright or what was given to Jacob. This all goes back all the way back to that time, man. Where Esau gave up his birthright. So right now he's in rulership, and sooner or later, soon, Lord willing, he's going to be out of leadership. His kingdom is going to fall, and the kingdom to come, the kingdom of heaven, will be established, man. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9. All right, it says, he cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to heap all these people, so that he could control them ultimately with this C to the H to the I to the P, that digital tag that he wants to implement or implant people with throughout the whole world, spoken of in Revelation 13 and 16. And he wants to, ultimately make everybody slaves. And it's just that simple. If you can't get that, then the Lord ain't dealing with you. Hey, but that's just real quick, just something on the spirit. Wanted to touch on, the Lord willing to set a fire to an elect member or to a sincere believer. Hey, shalom.